Do you understand I can revoke you and send you to prison for 4 years? Do you understand that the fact that you're currently pregnant plays no role in that? All right.
When people do the most, I do the analysis. Let's go. Before we begin, it's important to understand what prompted this documentary. The case of the state of Illinois versus Quadajah Johnson, it has drawn public attention because of what it already represents. Now, we know that the case hasn't gone to trial yet, but Kadesa has been charged with the most serious felony crime, and that's first-degree murder. And although the case hasn't been adjudicated yet, and Kadesa is presumed innocent under the law, today she remains behind bars. She's been denied pretrial release on 3 separate occasions, and she's pregnant. A lot of public conversations have been centered on speculation, with people wondering how much prison time could she face if convicted? What sentence might the state pursue? But what goes unspoken is that the impact of incarceration doesn't begin at sentencing.
Central control from intake, radio check.
You are 10-2.
10-4.
Okay.
J53, I have 1 female ready to be showered in.
10-4.
10-4.
Foxtrot Central, base radio check.
She's sleeping, she's tired.
Not only that, but she still has hormones. God, your baby's 5 months old. Your body's not even back to normal.
Flaps on. And this detention officer is going to take you in the back. First, she's going to search you again. I know I searched you, but
it
for our safety
begins
as
the
well as your own,
moment she's
she needs to double
processed,
search you, okay?
and right when that cell door closes. You see, Kadesha's 1-year-old son is no longer in her care. Family members have had to step in to raise him, and presumably they're now preparing to do the same thing for her unborn child. Long before a jury is seated, her loved ones are already navigating the emotional, financial, and physical weight of her absence. Now, unless a pretrial agreement is reached, Kadesha's not expected to face trial until 2028, meaning years of separation, years of uncertainty, and a whole lot of waiting before any final decision is made. This video is not about anyone's guilt or innocence. It's about what happens in the meantime while the legal system is handling the case. Because when a woman is incarcerated, especially a pregnant woman, the sentence quietly extends beyond those prison walls.
Where my mom at? She in the bathroom. Mama! The hell I'm going back for? Mom, come on, so we ain't got to go back. Come on, because I ain't waiting no more. I waited 21 years. Let's go. Y'all see my mama? Y'all see my mama? Mama! 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 Mama!
It reaches into living rooms. It touches your bank account. And it influences the lives of children and family members who didn't choose any of this. This is a story about mothers in prisons. And I'm focusing on Illinois prisons because it's where Kadesha is located, but it's also where I live. But this is about the families who in many ways are doing the time too. And I'm not just speaking of Illinois. I'm talking about county jails and Department of Corrections across the U.S.
Good afternoon, you all. This is Monica. And I have one question. Do you know what it looks like for a mother to be doing time with her son in prison? Not a pretty look. A mother never thinks about her child going to jail, ever. You think about your kids growing up, family, traveling, fun, trips, just love. Not being incarcerated in a building behind steel doors, in cells for hours at a time, days could be, heartbreaking. That's not what a mother wants for her child. It's hard as hell. It hurts. I'm uncomfortable. I'm angry. I have highs. I have lows. He's angry. He's irritable. But in the midst of it all, I'm right there with him. Day in and day out.
Incoming call. Press the pickup button to answer.
That's him calling me right this
Incoming
second.
call.
So I'm going to
Press
pause
the pickup
this,
button to
but
answer.
I shall return.
Now, in the state of Illinois, behind walls, fences, and barbed wires, thousands of women serve time, each with their own story, a family, and a whole life beyond confinement. Over the past 4 decades, the number of women in Illinois prisons have shifted dramatically. Their incarceration ripples through families and communities and the next generation. It doesn't just happen in isolation. And back in 1978, there were only a few women who were held in Illinois state prisons, but by the year 2015, that number had grown to nearly 3,000. That's more than a tenfold increase over 3 decades. But more recently, something different has happened. Between 2015 and 2019, the number of women inside Illinois prisons dropped by about 13%. And that's largely due to fewer admissions and shifts in the sentencing practices. But then in 2020, as the court slowed in response to the pandemic, the women's prison populations hit the lowest points in decades. By the year 2023, around 1,500 women were incarcerated in Illinois Department of Correction facilities, and that's roughly 43% fewer than it was in 2015. When the pandemic swept through Illinois in 2020, prisons became hotspots for infection and outbreaks. The governor paused new intakes from county jails, and the IDOC used furloughs. They used electronic monitoring and earned credit programs to reduce population pressure. In total, hundreds of prisoners were released early or had their terms shortened to reduce the risk of infection, though most incarcerated people left only as their sentence naturally ended.
Harry is facing a murder charge. She's been in pretrial for over a year and a half.
Well, coming in 19 months ago, I had no clue. And I was a mess, trauma, alcohol addicted. So when I came in, and it took some time to get bounced around in the court system and back until I said, enough is enough. This can't go on like this. I got to fight. I got to do something.
She's trying to fight her own case alongside her attorney.
Because of the community in which I live in, and the same judge that did my cases since 1996 is the same judge. I replay this case over and over and over again, and actually I don't see light at the end of the tunnel. My lawyers can tell you anything. At the end of the day, it's up to the judge, and I don't think we have a fair judge.
You're presumed to be innocent, and the government has to demonstrate proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
It doesn't work like that, though. What I have to do is now I have to investigate and prove that this didn't happen.
Oh, I don't blame you for cynicism, but I don't hold that cynicism. The system goes slow. As agonizing as it is to be in Orange, for a sustained period of time, you want to get it right.
Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
If Ms. Pilot is found guilty of the crime that she's being charged with, she could spend the rest of her life in a prison.
Then I used to say to the girls that were in here that were facing, murder charges, like, oh my God, how are they just making it through the day? And now I'm one of the women. And it's so hard to think that, I'll never see my kids again.
These changes weren't just statistics. They meant that mothers, sisters, daughters were walking out of the prison gates sooner than expected and reuniting with their children and partners who had been waiting for them.
Scared or happy? Happy.
Mercedes has been away from little Kyla for almost 3 years, nearly 6 more to go.
So how old will she be when you get out? She'll be 13. And so you'll have missed much of her childhood. Yes. You said you were literally feeling nauseous as you saw your daughter.
Okay, go ahead. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Seeing her, it made everything went away. Everything. When she ran up to me and hugged me, it just felt like everything is all right and it's gonna be okay.
Among the women in Illinois prisons, there are many mothers. In fact, 85% of incarcerated women in Illinois are mothers, and nearly half of them have children under the age of 5.
Mercedes is 24. She says she suffered years of domestic violence, and one day she just couldn't take it anymore.
We were in an altercation, fighting over a knife, and, he tried to stab me, and I got it and stabbed him. And
where is he now?
He's deceased.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
It was second degree. They got me for second degree.
So that I didn't realize that he died.
Yeah.
Pregnancy behind bars is another reality that tends to get overlooked. Nationwide, about 4% of women entering state prisons are pregnant at admission.
How you doing, sis?
The next morning, the kids wait here, about to reunite with their moms.
What are you most excited for today? Do you miss her a lot?
Moms are announced one by one. For 7-year-old Kyla, it's complicated. Her mother's behind bars after stabbing her boyfriend, who'd been like a father to the little girl.
Guys, go!
Finally, it's Ruby's turn.
I felt sick for a minute because every time I see them, it's just like they've grown up so much. Just pure joy.
Girls, what's it like being able to hold your mom?
It feels like family is closer together.
Literally clinging to each other. Daughters who've missed out on their mother's loving touch.
And how about you? What's the nice part of being able to hold mom's hand? It's hard for you, isn't it? Yeah, you don't need to talk if you don't want to, honey. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay, honey. I'm sorry.
In Illinois, there's this nursery program called Moms and Babes. It's at the Decatur Correctional Center, and it allows only a handful of incarcerated mothers to bond with their newborns. And there's only 8 slots total. Plus, admission is strict. So that means that a lot of women end up giving up their babies right after birth because they don't qualify for the program.
I have 9 months and she can come any day now. And yes, I have gotten way bigger. You can see me belly.
Laquan Brown, pregnant with her first child, a girl, faces the harsh reality of giving birth behind bars. She wears an orange shirt, the prison sign that she's pregnant. Each day, the movement of her baby inside brings her small moments of warmth. But as a woman charged with murder, Laquan's world is anything but peaceful. She and her boyfriend, Richard Mosley, are facing severe charges including carjacking, armed robbery, and murder. Despite Laquan's claim that she was merely a passenger and had no involvement in the crime, the case looms over her. As her pregnancy progresses, she realizes she may not get the chance to bond with her baby after birth. When the day comes for her to give birth, the pain of separation hits hard. She is told she must return to prison, leaving her baby behind. In that moment, Laquan holds her newborn, tears flowing as she knows she will have to say goodbye. She understands she will not get to witness her child grow, and that thought brings unbearable sadness.
These stories are about health care and policy, but they're also about heartbreak and hope, and it's tangled up together.
Yeah, I just miss my baby daddy. That's why I'm so emotional.
When a woman is incarcerated, the punishment doesn't stop at the prison wall. Her family feels it too, and they begin to feel it the moment she gets booked, until the time she's released. That is, if she gets a release date. Each year in Illinois, tens of thousands of children grow up affected by maternal incarceration. Around 25,000 kids are impacted annually. And throughout childhood, there are more than 60,000 children who will experience having their mother in prison. For families, this means that not only emotional strain, but also a financial burden. And that includes the cost of travel for visits, sometimes weekly, child care arrangements, and that's lost income when a mother can't work to help support her own child.
Tanya is now 30 weeks pregnant. She fears that the baby will be born in prison. She'll be separated from her child until the end of her sentence. She is anxious that there will be no one to raise it for her. If that happened, she'd be devastated. But fortunately, there was a turnaround. The court granted Tanya's application for house arrest. She was able to have the baby outside of prison. Tanya was thrilled that she was going home. This house arrest wasn't just about freedom. It's a chance to see her daughter again. She already imagined her daughter's face when she saw her. She wants to give her daughter more love and attention, to make her feel that her mom has always loved her. Tanya, who grew up without parental love, doesn't want her daughter to experience the same loneliness. She didn't want to see too many people when she came home. She doesn't want to explain her experience in prison to everyone. She just wants to focus on herself and her children. She believes that if she works hard, she'll be able to live a good life with her children. But house arrest comes with strict rules. Tanya must wear an electronic ankle monitor. It will track her position in real time. If she breaks the rules, she'll be sent back to prison. She could also lose custody of her children.
Mothers separated from her children have to rely on extended family to step in, while their partners juggle extra responsibilities at home. And there's also a ripple effect. It touches school performance, mental health of everyone involved, and family stability in the long term.
We have arrived at the funeral home to bury my uncle, and you guys remember I told you my mama has been incarcerated for 30 years, and she has never been out, never. So they have decided to let her come to the wake, and I'm so excited to see her, you guys. So I'm gonna show y'all the car. 1 second. My mama out here in this Tesla, baby. Don't play with it, okay? And I'm about to walk in so you guys can see her and see the looks on everybody's faces. I'll be back.
We don't know Cuba.
You what? The mama and Miss Parker already done showed. Adam, mama want you. Did y'all go out? I love you, mama.
I love you. Y'all keep those pictures. Y'all post, but you post the pictures I gave you, baby. Me too. Give me a kiss. See y'all. I love you.
Maintaining relationships is vital, but visiting a loved one in prison is not easy.
The fact that you're currently pregnant plays no role in that? All right. The court ordered that you have no contact with Jacob Ziegler. Why are you having contact with him?
He reached out to me.
I'm sorry, what?
He reached out to me, and I shouldn't have done it, and I'm sorry.
No. There's no need to apologize. So he reached out to you, and you knew you were looking at 4 years prison time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you did a weighing of you did a balancing test, and you said, I can't have contact with Jacob Ziegler. And if I do, I'm looking at 4 years in prison, but he's worth it.
Geography really does matter a lot. Statistics shows that visitation to women prisoners sharply decline after the first 3 years. Sometimes it goes down to 0.
And I am deeply sorry. I didn't mean to prolong this case for 3 years, but I also wanted to fight for my life to prove that I am not what these charges say I am. I have to live with this my entire life.
On count 2, the felony murder, you are sentenced to the Department of Corrections for a period of life.
Women in prison are more than just numbers. They're mothers, daughters, sisters, human beings with ties that stretch far beyond the prison walls. As states grapple with reform in areas of healthcare and education, The question becomes not just how many are incarcerated, but what happens to the people they leave behind. So you see, pregnancy doesn't have a bearing on whether the defendant gets pretrial release or not. There are prisons across the country who've dealt with and will continue to deal with incarcerated mothers and pregnant women. The focus then shifts to the children. Who will raise them? Who will bring them to visit? And who will explain to them the reason why their mother made a decision that landed her behind bars and left her family or the system with another mouth to feed? Another child needing counseling, therapy, and answers to a whole lot of very tough questions. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up before you go. Share it with someone who can use this message. Then meet me in the comments. We can continue the conversation there.